off,
Yeah.
I feel like, with Arjun in the last, like, 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he won the previous game with black, but he got outplayed there as well. And this is the time for Fabi to capitalize.
And we get a more traditional opening. We were talking about this earlier, right? The bishop left c8, the queen comes to b3 to put pressure on the b7 pawn. It's a situation where white has the bishop pair. The h2 pawn at some point can be captured, but it's not really important, especially with b7 under attack. So I like the opening choice from Fabi, but Arjun seems prepared.
I like it as well. Yeah, this is a very mainstream line of the Slav. The structure in the center is symmetrical, but every other aspect of the position is anything but. With white holding the bishop pair, I've never really liked this type of position for black. It just seems like, to quote the great Robert Hess, white controls the pawn breaks. H5, E4. Man, what a wise guy
Wow,
Robert Hess was.
Appreciate you giving me that little shout out there. But the black king can't castle. If you ever castle kingside, in comes h5. B5 has just... Whoa! Is this...
Damn, girl! This
don't...
must be.
As you were about to both thinking, is this prep? But Fabiano's playing instantly.
So I mean...
it has to be, right?
Fabi doesn't play knight takes b5 in 2 seconds if it's not prep. Like,
unless
no way in heck.
Unless he started trusting himself all of a sudden, right? Where he's like, oh, what would Arjun do? He'd play that sacrifice in just a couple of seconds. What? Rook hc1?
Rook c1? How do you defend the knight?
You don't, because queen a4 is also piling on pressure.
I guess you can play the move queen c7 to d7, but in that position, white can actually take c6 and replace the bishop with the queen. Oh my goodness, is black in moral danger already?
I mean, queen a4 also, both, as you said, bishop c6 followed by queen b5 or queen a4 right away. You're just winning back your piece with an extra pawn. And even if you didn't have an extra pawn, look at the queen side. Oh, rook c6, right?
Rook c6, knight c6, and rook c6?
That's what I'm looking at.
King f8.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't get too ahead of ourselves. Just trade everything on c6, right? Bishop c6, take, and you have 2 outside pass pawns.
Yep, and that's exactly what he does. And not to mention that rook c8 is going to be a massive threat in the resulting position. Maybe it's worth for Arjun to try to keep the rooks on the board, but then the bishop comes into a5.
Okay, so bishop d8, rook c8 loses the queen. For
the
price of a rook.
There's some crazy ideas there with bishop a5. I don't think that quite works.
Okay. What other ideas? Queen a6, like a simple move. Seems okay, but you're going to lose g2. And I'm guessing Fabi really doesn't want to give up that pawn. But that's why these double pawns are so important, Danya. Remember in earlier games, black was trying to get an outside pass pawn. Here, you're not getting that because your pawn's on g6. So even if rook takes g2 comes, it doesn't have devastating effect.
And for that reason, you can make a slow move. You mentioned queen a6. Bishop b4 also comes to mind, slicing off the only escape route for black's king. And Fabi makes a move kind of like that. He moves his queen up to b5.
He wants bishop b4 and queen c5.
Oh, there's a mate on f8.
Yeah, that's what he's going for. Actually, what does Arjun black do?
Take on c6, but then what? Because you can't even play f6 because if rook takes e6, exploiting the pin on the queen.
Oh, this is over. This is a demolition. Rook c6, rook c6. Keep the queens on the board. The black king is getting mated.
Wow. Apparently, the only move is rook g1.
Oh, come on.
But then white could even grab on e6 and get a pawn up endgame. That's totally winning.
Right. Rook e6, queen d7, rook g1, and that's done. So this is over. Completely over. Black doesn't have a move here.
Holy smokes. Look at that preparation from Fabi.
It's funny because I feel like Arjun was avoiding that with the white pieces, right? He was like playing these sort of offbeat lines, quiet variations. And then with black, this opening is literally called the Slav defense, quiet, shallow defense, right? So like it didn't stay quiet for long and Fabi just blew him off the board.
And Arjun's strategy just seems reversed. I mean, you're absolutely right. Normally you avoid stuff with the black pieces. You play e4, g6, you play KG stuff. Arjun's trying to play that KG stuff with the white pieces. It's not working out. Now he's going for a main line of the black pieces. That's not working out either. Fabi looks like a new man in these last 3 games, excluding that very unfortunate moment in the last 5-minute game.
Right. And Look at that move, rook
Bishop
e2.
c5.
The rook is hanging, but you lose your rook on c6. So don't take that. Bishop c5 is a great move because the next move is e6 for white. E6 is about to crush black, win all the material. So bishop c5, even though your queen wanted to go there, we were just talking about it, bishop c5, now that things have changed a little bit, is precise, and Fabi is as precise as ever.
Last-ditch effort by Arjun to whip up some counterplay. I think you could even play bishop takes d4 at an absolute minimum, and he does. And e6 is still coming.
It is indeed. So king f8 runs away. You can take on e2, but then after the queen 66, the white king's a little exposed. So he's keeping the status quo. And now the queen's defended on b5. It means the rook is free to move. This is just rook d6. I think just wins the spot.
But moves like a4, those are the kinds of moves that we take for granted from these guys. And they find them like 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. Goodbye.
Wow. And now it's